Hi, and welcome back. I'm Ruta,
And I'm Edie.
and this is your daily tarot reading for the period of March 18th through the 24th. We're going to be doing a daily tarot reading for every single day of that period, starting with Sunday.
So this reading is for Sunday, March 18th. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Temperance card, and the Empress card. I'm feeling that today is a day of reflection about the past week. I feel that there's a group of people who have been dealing with a work situation, and it's not been the most pleasant of work situations. I feel that there has been some conflicting energies with emotions in general that are you're thinking a lot about today. And I feel like today is the day to look at it from a different perspective. So this Two of Swords, it feels like you're handling everything the exact way that creates balance within the situation. But there seems to have been some gossip or trying to put you down, some competitive energy that's not so healthy. I feel like that's sort of the energy that I'm feeling that has been of last week. So now today is the day of the reflection, and it allows you to see that if you don't involve yourself with that gossipy energy, and you pull yourself around and you just do your work and you just carry through the things that you need to do, your self-confidence will shine through. And the people who are doing that sort of thing, they eventually just dissipate into the background. There's always going to be people who do that sort of thing. So we want to raise above that vibration, and we do that by not engaging in all of that nonsense. And I also feel that there may have been some people that have been overly emotional last week and have said some things that they didn't really think it through. And so if you've said something to somebody, or maybe created a more difficult situation than needed to be, then I also feel that like talking with this person or group of people that it's affecting is an important piece as well. To sort of, I don't want to say that you don't want to, you want to apologize for maybe the way you spoke, but the ideals that you have, the way you express them is important. So expressing them in a proper manner is what you're going to be able to do or formulate in your mind's eye today. So this Sunday seems to be some reflection about that. And so it's going to be able to prepare you for the upcoming week. The Temperance card is asking you to have balance within the self. And this is about healing the self and how we're perceiving things, and how we may have overreacted to something or emotionally to a situation. And we wouldn't normally react like that, but I feel like there's been some, like I said, some turmoil with emotions this past week. So today is the day that you sort of balance all that out and just not take everything so personally. I think that is the key, to not take things personally today.
The card of Empress, her feet are planted on the ground and she's sitting, so she's very comfortable in the situation that she's finding herself in. So today is a day to, like Edie was saying, reflect and go back to the situations that, to revisit them and make amends. So today is a very good balanced energy for you to do that and be able to still be able to maintain your calm and maintain your cool in regards to that.
With the Emperor's card, she's holding a knife in one hand and a fan, a vase and a fan in the other. So this fan represents the energy of the High Priestess, and it's moving energy through the air, the element of air. So your thoughts. And then it's bringing it down into a vessel. So you're going to be able to contain and hold these thoughts in balance. And this knife is going to allow you to cut away the things that are not going to be serving you. So the things that you maybe have overreacted to, you will just sort of ignore them and cut them away because it's not serving you. Just harping on that in your mind over and over again is not going to be a good thing for you to contain within your energy field. So I feel like that knife is there to sort of cut things away and deflect things that no longer are serving you within a certain situation. And you are able to come to a clear conclusion of how you're going to be able to approach what's happening with you within this next week.
So they all say the energy, there is in the temperance, there is some sprouts that are coming out. They're still underground, but there's already movement that's starting to happen. So there are some things that you've planted in not so long ago, perhaps a project you've started. So you will be seeing some movement in that area very soon. So I think that's what the cards are also letting you know.
The Two of Swords also is talking about unity, so you working in conjunction with another person. I feel that there's a bridge that has amended some things that have gone on last week as well. So it's a really great day to just reflect, take a plan of action, be able to move forward in a positive manner that everybody's going to be happy. There's an energy that comes to you today from the other side that is telling you that it's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to fill your cup up with certain things, and it's okay to move energy that needs to be moved. And if your convictions are true and for the good of all, then your energy is going to be able to move through this with no problem whatsoever. So reflect and think positive and take the energy of the day and bring it into your week to have solutions.
For Monday the 19th of March, we have Destiny card, we have the 9 of Fire card, and we have 4 of Earth card.
When I look at this Destiny card, there is so much detail in her mask. It feels like there's a lot of ancestral energy in behind. I feel ancestors behind sort of working with karma at this time, helping you through there seems to be a project, and it feels this has to do with work. I feel like it has to do with work, and this work is important work. It is like life purpose work. This is very meaningful work to you. It's not just a frivolous project. I feel there's a group of people that are working on a very important thing because it's going to benefit other people, not just yourself, but other people as well. So this Destiny card seems that there's ancestral energy coming from in behind, from the other realms, sort of supporting you through to work your purpose is what I'm feeling. The 9 of Fire tells me that there's confidence in what you've done. You understand where you're going with this project. You have done the research, you've done the hard work, you've made the mistakes, you know what works and what doesn't work for you. You know what works for a group of people. This is not just for you, but this is also for a group of people. It seems to be the betterment of all. And this fire is going to give you the confidence to stand within that. And even though it feels like there's other things around you or people saying this or saying that, they don't really, maybe not fully agree with you, but your vision is clear. Your vision is purposeful. And this is supposed to be. So when you keep that clear focus and that clear vision and you have confidence in it, and that confidence comes from a place of competence. This competence is in universal flow. It's in flow with nature. And the energy of spirit is coming down, working through. So there's no stopping this energy of fire coming in today.
Feels like a very grounded fire.
Yes, it is. It is definitely coming in from the heavens down into this world. So what you're manifesting is extremely important. There's truth to what you were doing. There's truth to what you were wanting to manifest, and this truth seems to be really based in light. It is definitely for the betterment for yourself and for humanity and those around you. I seem to be tapping into a group of scientists who are working with, I feel, plants and space. So I'm not really clear what group of people this is, but there is a group of people that will be listening to this that have to do with working with nature and working with space. So this is telling me there is some this planetary alignment that is going to benefit humanity.
I'm getting that the cards, especially the Four of Earth, it's a very grounding energy that card is bringing in. It's about the fact that you've gone through so many experiences at this point, and you are already you're building not only the foundation, but you already started building the structure on top of your foundation. So the card, it depicts a warrior that has gone through a lot of things, and there's a lot of wounds that have yet to, they're still bleeding. So there's some sort of emotional stuff lingering, but it's not even in your mind's eye, or it's not even at the forefront for you, because for you what is important is to build for the future, and that's what you're doing. So the energy of the cards are expressing that the foundation is stable, the I want to say a temple, but the space that you're building for yourself is very sturdy.
On the same, jumping back into the same note of what Ruta was talking about, I feel that the reason why this is successful is because it feels like for the first time everything is in balance. The purpose of why you're doing it is balanced. There is spiritual attachment with this, and what I mean, I don't mean attachment as an unhealthy attachment. There's a spiritual element to it, is what I wanted to say. So this spiritual element is giving you that sort of spark, that fire, to be able to hold true in the things that you know and that you have worked through. And so you're going to be able to express that to people and work with that with other people today on a very high level.
On March the 20th, Tuesday, we have the Sorceress card, we have the Focused Intention card, and we have the Expect a Miracle card.
We often don't realize how magical we really are. This Sorceress card is an amazing card to work with. It's talking about bringing your clear intentions forward and making them into a reality. And interestingly enough, the next card is Focused Intention. So we all know when we're creating something, we really, really must be focused and clear about what we want. Today, I'd like you to take the time to focus on an intention. This allows us to have clear, concise energy and work towards a goal. When we allow that energy to move through us, that is sorcery. So this goddess is talking about bringing the energy of the sorceress within you. And I mean, this could be about any goal that you want to manifest. So let's just say you're working on this project. There seems to be a really important piece that is a purpose of your life. So what we speak, how we think, how we act, these all need to be in unison if we want our things to manifest into reality. We have to think in our subconscious, our conscious state, and our goal. They all have to be in alignment for it to be successful. And the number one thing to be able to do that with is a very clear intention. And the goddess Diana helps us focus on what we need to focus on. She has a bow and arrow that she is very, very clear on where she's going to be pointing that and directing that energy towards her target. The energy of Mother Mary is so peaceful and so healing and so wonderful, and it's telling us to expect a miracle. So a couple of days ago, we thought that we would bring in some magical energy, some spell work. So there is going to be something to work with within these cards today. So if you take a look at the other videos that we have an abundance spell that we shared with you. And this would be a really good day to be able to focus your intention and work with maybe some of that energy or anything else that you would like to work with. The energy of Mother Mary, I feel like when I look at this card, it tells me there's countless of angels of gratitude. And when we have this energy of gratitude, the things that we want are going to be answered. They're going to come into reality. I want to say that when we do have clear focus, sometimes it looks like a miracle, but we understand the work that goes behind everything that we're doing. So it's not just like as if it appears out of the blue. However, that can happen as well. But I do feel that happens because people really diligently want something that is good for them. And it benefits not just them, but other people as well.
I'm getting that the card of, especially the Expect a Miracle cards, Mother Mary, she's reminding us that the project you're working on that's going to be coming into fruition and you'll be birthing that, have no attachments to it. Yes, the intention was there to create it, and the intention of yours is very pure and heart and very directed. You have the focus to make it come to fruition. Yet take out the expectations of how it's going to birth.
Yeah, because it leaves room for breath and for movement, and what we may think that is good for us may not always be so good for us, and it may come about in a different way that we would never even imagined in a million years if we didn't give the energy of opening up that space of having the focused intention, but not making it happen the way we want it to happen, but allowing these goddesses to come into your life at this point and be able to move energy as they know is better for us. They see things from a different perspective than we do. We have sort of blinders on with things, and we don't always see the best things. So if we can ask these goddesses for help and advice, they will be more than willing to help us through this day and through your intention and goal.
Yeah, I just want to add a little bit more in regards to the attachments to the project. Have trust in nature, have trust in the elements that it's going to be okay. It's kind of like a newborn, despite the fact, like some of your parents out there, and that you invest your time and energy into a child, you teach them how to do things, what to do, how to not to behave, etc. But have trust in the fact that the mechanism that the intention that you've put out there, the mechanism is already working by itself, on itself. And so all you need to do is just, keep adding to that fire, yet allowing it to have space to come into something that needs to be birthed into.
And I also am getting a reminder from Spirit that our thoughts, it's important for our thoughts to stay focused on gratitude as well. Mm-hmm. And faith that things are going to be so. Faith is an interesting word because it's not. It's like a knowing. It's knowing that it's going to happen. Yet it's just also a knowing. So having faith that these prayers are already answered. It's like it's already happened, and that's where Mother Mary comes in and eases and brings in these beautiful blessings to this day.
For March 21st, Wednesday, we have the Surrender to the Flow card, we have Let Go of the Old card, and we have Honor Gaia card.
when I look at the Surrender to the Flow card, we see this ladybug on a leaf, and it looks like either space or it could be water. So it seems to be the elements of air for the most part, but this ladybug seems to be riding an energy that is there already. It's not really creating the energy of how it's getting to the place it's going. It's just riding the elements that are there. So once again, I feel, as in yesterday, it is a continuation of the focus. This is talking about the in-between part, once again, of the focus and what we're doing in between our goal and the energy of the movement that we take when we get towards the goal that we want. So concentrating on how are we moving with the flow. In your day, how much it feels like things just go smoothly. Things go smoothly, one thing into the next thing. There's coincidences of, oh, I'm walking down the street, oh, the light turns green. It's not a red light. You're not standing there, you know, wasting your time, feeling like you're wasting your time. There's a movement. It's like when there's a flow, everything goes smooth, and there's not much of a bump in the road. And this seems like today there's not a lot of bumps in the roads. And the way that we avoid the bumps in the roads is that you're letting go of the old. So a reminder once again to do this. It feels like when you're concentrating on the good things, you do let go of the things that are no longer serving you. That there's not, like, it's almost like your attention can't be focused on the both. So when you're focusing your attention on the good things, then all of a sudden you'll start to notice all the things that no longer serve you just fall away gently. It doesn't have to be an abrupt change. It doesn't have to be harsh or disruptive to your life when you're surrendering to the flow. And I think this is the message here. The other thing I feel is that Mother Gaia, honoring Mother Gaia and the flow of Mother Gaia. This card is so beautiful. It is so amazingly beautiful. Just take a moment and look at that card. It's like everything that is in our world and in the worlds between, Gaia has access to and supports, and everything moves through her first.
So the card of surrender to the flow, it has to do with the element of air. There's a lot of element of air and the element of thought that's coming in. So pay attention to where your thoughts, where are they going? Are you overthinking the project that you'd like to accomplish, or is there something that's, you know, keeps spinning in your head in regards to something that you'd like to manifest, but you might find yourself too much stuck in your thought process? So the card is saying just surrender to the flow of what is and let go of the fact that, you know, there's too much thing, there's such a thing as too much planning and not enough action. So trust yourself in the fact that, you know, the thought process that has been taking place, it can transition into the new phase at this point, and that's action on your part. And trust the process and trust yourself that where you'd like to go and where you'd like to manifest, it's going to get you there, because all the elements are working for you if you let them do their work.
When you surrender to the flow and you're allowing the thoughts to move through you, it feels like when you let go of the old, when I look at this card, what comes to my mind is there's so much protection from the other side. When you look at the bloom of the peacock, it's a lot of eyes. It's like they're seeing what you're doing, going with the flow. You're trusting in the universe. You're trusting in your thought process. You're actually taking it into the next step and bringing it down into the earth. And by honoring Mother Gaia, you know, along with your intention, you work with her. She's going to work with you and support you a thousandfold is what I'm seeing. It's like the words out of your mouth are literally turning to gold. When I see what she is doing, when she speaks, everything out of her is coming and turning into gold. And she has the dragon wrapped around her for support and protection. There's the pheasant with a beautiful gold tail that it looks like a ton of abundance coming in here, and in tune with nature and within the feminine and the masculine, with the sun and the moon reflecting. Everything seems to be in unison. And if we allow that surrendering to the flow, we tap into that energy of what our goal is, that's when it just seems to flow. And that's what it means when you do that, when you're in this moment, at each moment, in any given time. So not concentrating on the past, having the protection, knowing you have the protection around you and the support around you, in many realms, not just in this physical realm, but in the spiritual realms as well, to allow you to just take that step further into the thought process and actually act. And I also feel today is going to be a really strong day for people who have negative thoughts, for it to turn around. It's like suddenly something, it's like sunshine came right into your brain and shone a beautiful light, and all you can think of is beautiful thoughts. That's kind of what I see when you follow this surrendering to the flow process.
And also, just a little tiny note, Mother Gaia is also about honoring the cycles that are within your life. So perhaps there's something that, it's time to let go of and move forward. So remember that, Mother Gaia is not just about the tangible things. It's also about the cyclical processes in your life. For March 22nd, Thursday, we have the Wheel card, we have the card of abandonment, and we have the Shaman card.
When I look at the Wheel card, it reminds me that there is cyclical energy moving through, and it seems to be talking about a year's time. It's talking about a cyclical energy within a month's time, within a week's time, within a day's time, within an hour's time, even within a minute's time. It feels like this particular card is referring to how you're working within the matrix, and understanding that there is heavenly energy, there is mystical energy that is moving and shifting and shaping what's going on within your world. When we are applying all of our energy, the best that we can, to better our lives and to better other people's lives, then it seems that this is the energy of where we're supposed to be concentrating on today. This is the energy of what the focus will be, and it's like whether we like it or not, that's what's going to happen. Abandoning, I feel there's been some ideas that you've had a lot of energy about, ideas and goals and that sort of thing going on. There seems to be, this is the time that you let go of the things that don't serve you. You're going to take time now to abandon a lot of ideas that are not for the greater good. This is the time that it's like you've had these pie in the sky ideas that may come into fruition, but it's time to now let it go. And these were based on an old paradigm energy, is what I'm feeling. It's no longer the energy of where humans want to go. And you're starting to recognize that there is a higher awareness to your purpose than just you wanting to do it and being peaceful in your life. There also seems to be an energy of working with the earth. So the shaman is someone who is in tune with nature. They know about the plants, they know about the animals, they know about the energies that move in between the worlds, how we work this, and they can help you to release some energy that you feel may have some good in your life, but at the end of the day, it is not going to serve you for the greater good. And you're seeing the depth of that, and that the things that you're abandoning, they do not have the depth that you want. So the things that have depth in your life, you're going to concentrate on, and you're going to experience those things. The things that are going to give you the greater spiritual experience as you live in your physical body.
I'm getting that the shaman card is also about the shaman that's inside of you. All the knowledge that there is in the world, you have it within yourself. So tune into that inner drumming of yourself, of your heart, and try to remember, whether you might remember an element, and how to do that is to watch the nature. Shamans do learn by watching the nature and observing and seeing the cycles of things, how they, how they're birthed and how they die, and they transition to something else. So the cards are reminding you that, the ideas that you might have had in the past, like Edie was suggesting, do let go of them, and the ones that will serve you in the future, you will have them still. You'll have those seeds within yourself, and you'll take the action when it's time for that action to take place. You will take that action to move forward with them.
It's like the nature keeps you in tune with your spirit, and it moves that energy through your spirit, and the things that are coming from spirit are true, and they will stay with you. No matter when it comes out, at what particular time, there is a time and a place that it's going to come out, if it is the truth about where you need to be and where you need to grow.
I'm getting this very prominent energy of align yourself with the will of God. So we have the will of humans, we have the will of nature, and we have the will of God. So the will of humans, it feels like that will is no longer taking you as far as you internally would like to go. So concentrate on the will of God, and whatever that God is for you, whether it's your spirit, your heart, your, the universe that you trust, surrender yourself to the calling, to the will of God. And when you go beyond your personal, your self-centered I will, if you go to the will of oneness, you will start getting that, the bigger picture. You will be able to get that bigger picture of the direction your spirit wants you to move towards.
Take the time today to sit quietly and tune in to where you need to abandon certain maybe belief patterns, thought patterns, where you need to abandon that and focus on growing yourself in a spiritual way that is going to benefit yourself and other people as well.
For March the 23rd, Friday, we have Financial and Material Changes card, we have Temptation card, and we have a Rejoice and Celebration card.
When I see the Financial and Material Changes card, I see the hand here is representative of many different elements. And as we're moving through the changes that we have been going through this last couple of weeks, it feels like we're going to start noticing the definite financial changes that are happening. So I feel like today is the day that you receive because of the hard work that you've already put in. And the hard work does involve turning away from negative thinking, turning away from negative people, negative situations, and moving that energy and turning it around and thinking only the good. I feel like some of this temptation, some of you have really struggled to turn away from it in the past, but today it doesn't seem to be like it's such a struggle. You realize, and you're very grateful for the support that you have from people around you. This Three of Cups card is talking about the support that you have around you. It is definitely a time to rejoice and celebrate with some of the things that you may be receiving because you've stood up to things in the past, is what I'm feeling.
Some of you, there's a group of you that you work with your hands. And the financial and material changes card, it's the abundance that you manifest in your life has to do with actually physically working on things. The hand card, what I'm picking up for you, it indicates that there is a sense of temptation coming in, so you might be tempted to go towards an easy money, easy financial abundance, but you will have a sense that it's not something that's going to stick, and not only that, it will destroy something that you've been working on and building for yourself and for your family. So pay attention to that. What is it that's coming into your life, and it's sounding almost kind of like too good to be true. It might be that's the case. So do trust your built experience that you've had, and trust yourself that you are on the path to, whether if you're working with your hands, then it is your path that you've chosen, and it is working for you, and it's working for your spirit that's working through you to manifest things in your life.
It's like because you've turned away from that temptation, you could have had financial loss, but you've chosen to not fall into it. So now you're seeing things in a bigger picture. And it also seems to me like maybe the group that you're talking about, there seems to be an outside source that is reassuring you that what we are doing is, having positive effects on people outside of you. It's not a negative thing. So you have, it gives you a little bit of confidence, a little bit of feedback from people around you that you're moving in the right direction.
And the rejoicing card, it's going to, come in, the fruits of that will come in a little bit later once you do realize that, okay, I'm so glad that I didn't make that step towards, that temptation, that enticing, interesting thing that could have been, something good, but it didn't. So you are, it's a good time, and you're following your intuition, and you're going with what the spirit is guiding you towards. On Saturday, March the 24th, we have Love Heals Fear cards. We have Very Soon card and Best Friends card.
These very magical cards are giving us a beautiful message today about fear. We all have fears, and we all, at one point or another, must face what is the major thing that we're afraid of. I feel like the energy today is maybe talking a little bit about the past couple of weeks. There's been some difficult energies, and maybe we take sometimes our friends for granted, or we say things or we do things that aren't always pleasing to another person or dear friends of ours. So it feels like today is the day that we should take some time and appreciate our really good friends who have supported us, and just tell them how much you love them. Really appreciate them, and really take the time. I also feel that a lot of your friends right now are going through some easy good times, and you may not be going through the easy good times. So the way to change some of that is a good way to change some of that is to be grateful and happy for other people. What you want to happen to you, wish for that in others. And this is the point where you lose that fear, when you open your heart and love the person that your friends are for themselves.
I can't remember who said that, but there was a sage that said that you only have focus for one thing, either fear or love. And so it's up to you. It's always a choice whether you go towards the fear and retrieving from something that's giving you that fear, causing you to fear that, or you can shift that perspective of yours about that thing and have the gratitude towards it, that whatever it is that's giving you fear. And as soon as you shift that energy, you will see how you know, first of all, whatever was causing you fear, it's not as big as you were imagining it to be. And secondly, you will have that courage and energy to move forward from that. And the message in the card very soon, I'm not sure what this is, but there might be some kind of a trip that you're, you know, hoping to go to, or maybe you're planning and working towards.
I feel like there's a group of people who have been really wanting something that has been dear to their heart, and today I feel like you're going to get some good news concerning that, and it's going to come your way. Some of it is concerning a baby, and there's been a little bit of a rough spot with this baby, but I feel like now is the time when all that is past, and it's like there's a celebration with friends and family, and there's a lot of friends that have supported you through a very difficult time. So today's the day to, you know, express that love for one another. So within this week, it seems to me that there has been, I would say, movement of growth in emotions, within confidence of the self, within understanding focus and moving forward, understanding how you go into the flow of energy, and understanding that there's a lot of protection, releasing, there's a lot of skills, a lot of strength that you have, that you possess. And it also seems that there's a lot of people around you supporting you in the physical world to get where it is that you want to go. So to top it all off, ending it off with putting fears behind you and having the support of really good friends. And I mean, this is a beautifully transformational week. And I feel like the last couple of weeks has not been so easy, but the amazing growth and spiritual energy moving forward seems to me worth it.
So this concludes the reading for the period of March 18th to the 24th. We hope you enjoyed these readings for every single day, and we hope you have all the blessings and all the light on your side, and we'll see you next time.